ministry. I don't know what the ministry is, but she said she counsels in the ministry for free for people who need it. And she wouldn't accept any money from me, even if she were to be my therapist. And I told her that the money that I would be able to give her is money that is for therapy, a psychologist or a psychiatrist only. It's not to be used for anything else.
Okay. The Human, thank you for coming up with Tanzee.
Of course, I do have to say I will be in and out. My little one is not feeling too well, so I did just want to come up for a second, if I may, just respond to, I'm not entirely sure who said it, that, hey, like if I'm Dr. Dutchess and someone says that they're going to F my husband, every time I see you, I'm going to come after you. But that wasn't entirely the case, right? After she said that, it appeared that she was fine. She was defending Tanzee in her own way, even all while calling her bipolar, but defending Tanzee on lives. So she says, right? She was calling her honey and sweetie. She was paying for Tanzee to come back on panels. And so if anything, I'm not a doctor, but that sounds like bipolar behavior, right? For someone to say they're going to call my husband because they're going to F him or whatever Tanzee's words were. And then my response to that is, okay, honey and sweetie, let me pay for you to come back on panels when people drop you. Let me defend you against people. That in itself sounds bipolar to me.
Can I ask Tanzee, at any point were you and Dr. Dutchess like okay with each other, friends, cool?
After Diamond came to my live and expressed that she wanted me to specifically respect Dr. Dutchess because she is my elder, and I went back to Dr. Dutchess and I apologized. I would consider her not a friend, but someone that I respected, and I felt that I was wrong for saying what I did about her husband, and she would be off limits because I respect Diamond. So we became very cordial, and she was friendly, but giving me backhanded, sly remarks that I kept to myself before Diamond, but I really want to say something to her, but I promised Diamond that I was going to respect my elders and her in particular. So I wasn't responding to all of her insults. And she said that she was supporting me on a lot of different things, and I just assumed that we were okay.
Can I go really quick? Can we restate
what we judging on? Like, what's the question? I think we going way left.
Easy. I'm sorry. I'm here as an eyewitness real quick, and I'm going to drop down this facade.
So hold on, because I want to strike that. If you're here, I'm going to allow witness statements. I just want to talk to the jury right now. No eyewitnesses right now. Just the jurors, okay? You are eyewitness. I will gladly have y'all come up. But just the jurors need to be talking with Tanzee and the Human, okay? And also to be clear, Dr. Dutchess is welcome to come up. It is not an obligation. So if she's not in the request, then that's it. Leave it there. The Human, thank you for your patience. Was there anything else you wanted to say before another jury had a question?
Absolutely. I see people in the comments saying that I've just become a therapist by saying that Dr. Dutchess is to me, it looks like that's more of bipolar behavior. The difference is I'm not purporting to be a clinical psychologist. I don't have Tanzee's real diagnosis in my inbox with her personal information, right? I don't have all of that. I don't know what Dr. Dutchess, if she has a mental disorder, and I don't have the training to determine that, right? I'm just going off of what we know culturally, but Dr. Dutchess has been trained to understand, so she says, what that is. Not only that, she also shared with everyone that Tanzee actually told her what her diagnosis is. Not only that, everyone has also said that Tanzee has always stated that she's a narcissist. And no, I have not heard anyone say that Tanzee has ever said that she's bipolar. And if what I do know about mental health and what most people know about mental health is there are a lot of symptoms that show up in many different diagnoses or disorders, right? And so to say that she's bipolar because she's narcissistic and it's pretty much the same thing, that's also a dangerous thing to say. In my opinion, you would have to ask an expert witness who's a therapist if that is indeed dangerous. But in my opinion, that is dangerous. That's all I have to say.
You're on mute, Bella.
My bad. I see your hand, J.E.'s. Go ahead. Thank you.
Oh, yeah, my bad. I appreciate what the human said because in her first response, I was a little confused, but I think I got it a bit more now. And it kind of helps me say this a bit better. I alluded to it the first time. You and I, as people who aren't doctors in that field, people who also are not licensed therapists, we can say some of that stuff to people and it could pretty much mean little to nothing. But if you are in that field and you're in that field to the level of having doctor in front of your name, saying these things, people can interpret it, misinterpret it as a diagnosis. But even if it's your opinion, it's an opinion that could be looked at as a professional one because that's your profession. And because of that, and knowing the person that you're saying these things to, knowing that person came to you once upon a time for help, that is the part that makes it a bit murky and borders on dangerous.
Hey, good morning.
All right. So it goes into, I did have a comment asked that I read off the definition of narcissistic personality disorder. It is a disorder. It is a mental health condition, in which people have unreasonably high sense of their own importance. They need and seek too much attention and want people to admire them. People with this disorder may lack the ability to understand or care about the feelings of others. Okay. Lacking the ability to understand or care about the feelings of others. So, with that being said, Tanzee.
So one more thing, I had a question for Tanzee, only because people in the comments had asked. Tanzee, are you a therapist by any chance?
Yes. I have a license as a behavioral therapist as a result of me working at a residential treatment center, working with kids between 3 and 13. I was raped at the workplace.
I'm sorry to hear that about the last part. That's horrible. No, I didn't know that you were a therapist and she's a doctor. I'm not sure how much that changes of all of this. It's just I wasn't aware of that.
Okay.
Hey, real quick, Bella, can I just say this? I don't have a second phone, so I can't play the clips, but all of the clips regarding Dr. Dutchess, what she said to Tanzee and what she said to Corey, everything is on my page. I know I sent you one clip.
I did play multiple clips.
Okay, because I'm being tagged about the clips, but everything is on my page.
Yeah, so I did play the clips that is on the page. Some people are just now coming in.
Okay.
So, okay. But first thing first, Tanzee, I'm sorry to hear that has happened. And you do not have to go any further as far as that. That is personal, that is private, just like your mental health. It do not have to be discussed. I do understand that it is a sensitive topic.
Yes, I'm
Okay.
glad to hear that too.
So with that being said, I did highlight the fact that it was said to you that Dr. Dutchess is in ministry and that she would not accept your money, Tanzee. So although she did not accept your money, she also did not refer you any other assistance.
No, she did not.
Okay, I just want to make sure I'm clear on that. All right. Tanzee also highlighted for the court that she did apologize for what she said about Dr. Dutch's husband. So I want to make sure that we also highlight the apology that Tanzee gave. But Tanzee did state, however, after the apology, that she felt that Dr. Dutchess was still being sly with her after the fact. Is there anything else, jurors, that y'all want to add before we allow the eyewitnesses?
I have a question for Tanzee, if it's okay.
Okay.
Tanzee, the conversation that you had with Dr. Dutchess about seeing you and not giving you any other resources, was that in Messenger or was that like vocalized in a live?
That was vocalized on Black Diamonds Live.
Okay. That's all. Thank you.
And I have one question. Tanzee, what made you ask Dr. Dutchess to work with you?
When Black Diamond came over to my live and said that I should, she asked me why did I say what I said to Dr. Dutchess, and I told her that Dr. Dutchess said some bad things to me, so I was lashing out, and she said, "Where did that come from?" And then when Diamond asked me that question, I thought about it, and Dr. Dutchess had said that she helps plenty of people. She mentioned that on Diamond's Live. So, and I was looking for a therapist. Anyways, my therapist retired. So it's been very difficult for me to find another one. So I just instantaneously thought that I could go to her, seeing that I apologize, and I just thought that she would be. Oh my God, I'm not getting emotional on freaking TikTok. This is not real. Okay,
Yeah,
so.
no. Yeah, no. So
So
I don't
no,
want
no, no, no. I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm
Okay.
fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. So I went to her because I really honestly thought that she could help as a psychologist, and I was not thinking about what I said to her at the time. I was just thinking that I was just thinking that that we both, I said sorry to her. She accepted it. We were in a good space. And I really thought that she would hear, she knows that I'm a narcissist, and I thought she would be willing to be my therapist because I really need one. So, I mean, I really feel bad that I even asked her in the first place. I do think that maybe I shouldn't have.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Anyone else before I allow eyewitnesses? All right. So this is what I am going to do. I'm going to clear the panel. If you are here to be an eyewitness for either Tanzee or Dr. Dutchess, please request up now. Omar?
Hey, Bella, I'm trying to make it to a phone charger, but I'm an eyewitness for Dr. Dutchess.
Okay, so you may go ahead and speak.
Okay, so basically, Tanzee reached out to Dr. Dutchess after she disrespected her. Dr. Dutchess told her no. A lot of the things that Tanzee is doing right now is just so fake. It's crazy to me right now, based on how she's been acting on this app. She also has came up and told people like, well, I'm a little bipolar, and well, I'm a narcissist. She even had put her mom on a phone call to say that she was a narcissist. You know what I'm saying? And for the people in the comments that were asking, Dr. Dutchess received none of Tanzee's medical information. None of her medical information. And I'm just tripping right now because it's kind of scary when I hear women do this, what she's doing right now. It's kind of scary, like as a man and just period. And this is with this situation. So I can imagine with any other situation. But yeah, I've been seeing it. I've seen like the whole interaction and everything like that. And so, Bella, people have called each other worse on here. And people also use their mental health on TikTok as a reason to do fucked up things to other people. And I say this because I worked in mental health almost 7 years. Like, just because you suffer from mental illness doesn't mean you're not a bad person. And I always repeat that. But it's just crazy that they're running along with this and they're trying to make it like Tanzee reached out to this woman, and this woman like had any kind of real interaction.
At a time, y'all. We only doing witnesses one at a time.
Okay, I'm gonna wrap it up. Hell yeah, y'all know I say fucked up whatever. I don't give a fuck. And yeah, I pop my lips if I want to. They big as fuck. That's what they hear.
All right, so hold on, Omar. My apologies, because I think they just coming in. If you are a bailiff, we only have one witness at a time in the panel. Okay? Allow the witness to finish, and then I'll bring up the next witness. There's no need for all the witnesses to be in the panel at once. Okay?
Yeah,
Omar, I apologize for cutting you off.
So basically, with that instance right there, Tanzee, her and Dr. Dutchess had words, and then Tanzee disrespected her, told her she would fuck her husband, whatever, give her her phone number so she could fuck her husband. And Diamond told her, like, why would you disrespect Dr. Dutchess like that? That ain't cool. And then that's when Tanzee reached out to her inbox, like, oh, would you, would you be my therapist or whatever, my count, whatever, psych or whatever you want to call it, right? And Dr. Dutchess was like, nah. That was it. It wasn't no she shared her medical information or anything like that. That was just the bottom line. So for them to try to run along with it, like that they had some kind of relationship or anything like that is crazy as hell. Because then, you know how the comments go around with it. The people who like Tanzee, people who don't like Tanzee, the people who like Dr. Dutchess, the people who don't. So that's just the bottom line. And I'm just speaking honestly, from what I've been seeing. And that's it.
Okay, Omar. So thank you for confirming Tanzee's testimony, because she did say that without the extra detail, but she pretty much said exactly what you said. She took accountability literally in everything that you just said. Thank you for that.
Yep.
All right. So far, Omar has validated Tanzee's testimony with his eyewitness statement. Thank you, Omar. Next one was I'm her.
So I posed more of a question that wasn't really answered, that was asked after Dr. Dutchess apologized for joking about Tanzee's mental health. Did it persist or proceed after that apology?
Okay.
That's my only question that hasn't been answered for the past couple of days, because she did apologize. Did it proceed after that, though? Because she did apologize in that. So that's one thing that I would like to know. Thank you, though.
All right. Thank you. And I did, in fact, write that down. Did the behavior continue after the apology? Great question. And only two people can answer that, which is Dr. Dutchess or Tanzee. Maya, welcome in. Thank you for your patience.
Hello, Bella. No problem. So I just want to say that her lawyer did say that she exposed her medical records, of which she did not. And I also want to say that Tanzee has been running around this app for years, months, days, coming at people. And she always plays victim all the time. So this persona that she's putting on up here, nah, not at all. And The fact that she is now that it's been brought to light that she is apparently a therapist herself. So what therapist would tell another therapist, oh, I'll F your husband, send me his number. But yet you want us to play victim, you want us to have your back for what you like, for the problems that thank you guys for the gift so much. The problems that you actually caused. She started it. Tanzee doesn't know how to end it. She doesn't know how to finish it. None of that. But you're a therapist yourself, right? But you want everybody to rally behind you when you said out of your own mouth what you said to her. And you're expecting her to show you grace and be like, yeah, I'll be your therapist, sure. Knowing that was already said. So let's be honest with this thing. Now, I don't like Tanzee. Let's get it but right is right and wrong is wrong.
All right, I have to stop you right there. I'm gonna have to disregard that. If y'all are going to be an eyewitness, if you're coming up personal against either party, we have to strike that. You just acknowledge that you do not like Tanzee, so I have to strike that. And I also want to highlight at the end of the definition, it specifically says people with this disorder may lack the ability to understand or care about the feelings of others. Okay? All right, who else do we have next? All right, inevitable.
Hey, how you doing?
Good day.
Yeah, okay, so before I start, I follow both. I've gifted both. I've even defended both. So I'm not biased in this at all. I'm just going to give you the straight facts. Tanzee never sent any of her personal information to Dr. Dutchess. Tanzee mentioned it in Diamond's Live, and they called Dr. Dutchess over there. That's how that conversation came about. Dr. Dutchess has been in the field for 40 plus years. No therapist would accept private information without taking the person on as a client first. And Tanzee knows that she says she's a therapist. So that whole part made no sense. Also, I do want to say that I was there when the whole definition of narcissist was read out. The conversation was going on. Dr. Dutchess wasn't even in the panel. The conversation was being talked about. Somebody on the panel asked Dr. Dutchess to come up and give us the clinical definition of what a narcissist is. Tanzee was not in the live that day. She did not direct it or even call Tanzee's name. So that whole part is being conflated into this situation to try to justify a case, which is not true at all whatsoever. I'm
glad that you just mentioned that. So it was alleged that Corey was also diagnosed. So what they was trying to do was present a matter of habit.
Say that one more time. I got a phone call. Say it again.
It's okay. So the purpose of the clip that we did here, it wasn't directly involving Tanzee. It was more so to point out an alleged pattern, but we were able to find out, listening to the clip, that Dr. Dutchess, in fact, did not diagnose Corey, so it would go against the argument. So there was no pattern.
Right. And then the last thing I do want to say is I heard this whole misdiagnosis thing. I heard Tanzee's testimony in your live just a second ago, like verbatim, and it sounded like she was saying she was offended by the bantering, but the case is about misdiagnosis, which we already proved that is not the case. So, there's no case without any facts. If you heard about bantering, which that has nothing to do with misdiagnosing. And if she only read a definition and she never directed it, there is no diagnosis. Without an assessment, there is no diagnosis. She never took her as a client. She never did the assessment, which means there's no diagnosis, which means case dismissed. But that's all. I'm gonna go back to work. I enjoy your court, Bella. I didn't know you was this. I didn't know you was like this. I mean, you real with your shit. And then your jurors, I was listening to them They not biased at all. Like you thoroughbred check your people. I like that. But
Thank
I'm gonna go
you.
back to the comments, man.
All right, I appreciate you stopping up. So yeah, folks, that's what happens when you give yourself the opportunity to get to know me and not what you heard. I am Bella Leon. This is Accountability Court. We are here every Sunday, 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, where we will discuss things that has happened throughout the TikTok streets. The people are real, the cases are not. This is for entertainment purposes that will come with lessons. And as also, Tanzee, appreciate you adding that word awareness. It can also bring awareness, okay? Whew. With that being said, let's go into the next one. So yes, if you are new here, welcome in. Artiste. Oh my, I don't even want to know what I think you're doing, so I'm just gonna go ahead and slide you back on down. We're just gonna leave that alone. Okay. Interesting. All right, chaos. All right, so what I am getting ready to do is it looks like we're coming to a wrap with the witnesses. Okay. Oh no, I have one more. One moment. Hello?
Good morning.
Nope. 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 Not gonna do it. Not gonna do it. It took me about 5 minutes to get myself together from Trina. I'm not doing it. All right. I'm gonna start clearing out. I'm gonna clear out the queue. But if you are requesting, let me know. I will bring you back in. But if there is no more witnesses, and this is the midday, y'all, so we are 47 in the popular. We can continue to push, y'all. We don't usually get into the popular as often, so thank y'all so much. If y'all want to continue to drop and support the popular, help with the goal. We almost at 500K and the likes. Y'all are doing a great job with the engagement. All right. Okay, so wait, we do have someone else requesting as a witness. Queen, are you here as an eyewitness?
I am.
Hello, Queen. All right.
Good
Who are you speaking
morning.
for, Tanzee or Dr. Duckside?
I'm going to say that I'm speaking in general.
Okay, that'll work.
So it has been brought up that Tanzee is a therapist, and I think that we're conflating a lot of things people are saying. You know, Tanzee has been disrespectful and blase blah as a therapist. I think we can also admit that Dutchess has been disrespectful as a therapist as well. The issue that we're talking about is Tanzee and the way she felt being misdiagnosed, and that's part of like the whole narcissistic thing. Like they don't like being criticized and things like that. Like they defend their honor all the time. That's literally part of the diagnosis. The fact of the matter is that people want to try to spin around and say, well, Tanzee's done this. That does not negate the fact that it was done to her, and this is what the case is about. We can say, we can see both sides of the issue. Yes, Tanzee stated that she was a therapist for the people in the comments. We can see that Tanzee has been an issue in the past. We can say that Tanzee has done things that has been completely unethical and unprofessional and all of those things. But that does not mean that it negates what we're actually having a conversation about. The clips that were played, when it was mentioned the first 3 or 4 times when Dutchess stated those things, there was no joking. She said it even to poetically, like, are you bipolar? Like, you don't know what it's like to deal with bipolar people. Remember in this statement, she said, Tanzee's bipolar. Like, are you bipolar? State pretty much implying like you don't know what it's like to deal with people that's bipolar. She's not on her meds. She hasn't taken her meds or what, trying to like
garner like sympathy because Tanzee's dealing with this diagnosis that she's struggling with. So to give her grace in the situation, that's why people say that, oh, she was taking up for Tanzee. Yes, by also misdiagnosing her and trying to garner sympathy in the situation. When Tanzee became offended, that is when it was deemed that it was a joke. So I'll land there. I'm leaning on neither side because both women, in my opinion, if they are therapists, are unethical, unprofessional, and narcissistic. Y'all have a good day.
All right. Thank you for that information, Queen. I would like to highlight this though. One has publicly acknowledged that she has NPD and one hasn't. So, in fairness, if Tanzee is saying that this is what she have, then what exactly is the issue here? So if we're labeling both, we can only go with the facts of one acknowledged her diagnosis, and that's only NPD. The question is about being labeled as bipolar, which she did state that she is not bipolar by Tanzee's testimony. She says she's not. And that's where the case lies today. Omar, I don't even know them. Stop it. All right, let's see. Next witness.
Good morning, Accountability Court. Good morning, Judge. I am here as eyewitness to both parties. Well, general.
Oh, my apologies, Erica. One moment. All right. So the question was asked by Yasmin, where is the proof that Dr. Dutchess said that she was? Do you mind staying on mute just so I can play that one clip, if you do not mind?
Did she address me? I was like, last time I was here. Right. And she's like, poetically in the comments. I was commenting on something else, not even her. And then she addressed me. So is it wrong for me to defend myself?
No, it's not wrong for you to defend yourself. No, it's not wrong for you to defend yourself. I'm not saying it's wrong, but I was there yesterday. I saw the live. She did start with you. The host spoke to you. You were in the comments. The host spoke to you, and Tanzee went off on one of her bipolar rants. And then you got up on the panel, and y'all went at it. Okay, because it was about abundance at the time. It was about abundance. Okay, so no, I'm not saying you wrong. I'm just asking you if two wrongs make it right.
Well, I believe you should defend yourself and defend your name. And then if you have to curse a bitch out sometime, it is what it is. So, like, I don't mind cursing someone out if they take me.
I want to highlight that she said bipolar rant. Okay, so she said it was a rant. I want to make sure that is noted for the jurors, okay? It was a bipolar rant that she referenced. We're going to listen, and then I'm going to go to the next clip.
There. So she took me there because she keeps addressing me, and I'm going to let her know that sometimes you got to come back at a bully with their own fucking medicine.
Right. Do you think y'all can leave it alone after today?
If she stop addressing me, I won't address her. Every time I come into a live, she addressed me. Okay. Every time. Every freaking time. Over goals is crazy to me.
You guys are both educated. From what I see, you're both attractive women. You are an attractive lady. Tanzee is attractive. Tanzee is not ugly. Okay, I've not been to your page. I'm just going by your prompt picture that I've been seeing. You are very pretty. Okay, you're young. You're younger than Tanzee. If Tanzee been bullying you, if Tanzee been doing that, then Tanzee's wrong. But we all know Tanzee bipolar. Are you?
Let me rewind it again.
Because from what I see, you're both attractive women. You are an attractive lady. Tanzee is attractive. Tanzee is not ugly. Okay, I've not been to your page. I'm just going by your prompt picture that I've been seeing. You are very pretty. Okay, you're young. You're younger than Tanzee. If Tanzee been bullying you, like if Tanzee been doing that, then Tanzee's wrong. But we all know Tanzee bipolar. Are you too?
No, I researched that.
So all I'm saying is that it might not be worth it to keep responding to her nonsense.
Yeah.
Do I need to play it one more time or we're good? So in the first instance where the word bipolar was mentioned, she said bipolar rants. Okay, I am not a doctor. I only specialize in the dental field. So I want to be clear, I am not a doctor. Saying someone is having a bipolar rant, are they diagnosing them with being bipolar? Yes or no in the audience? Because let's acknowledge what was said first. Saying someone is having a bipolar rant, do that mean they are diagnosing them as bipolar? The majority is leaning towards no. Okay. In that same clip, Dr. Dutchess later says, we all know Tanzee bipolar. Now, at that point, is she questioning if she's bipolar, or is she stating, when you state something, was she saying it in an opinion, or was she saying it as if it was a fact? Did she say it in a manner that it was a fact, not an opinion? Okay. All right, y'all doing good this year. I appreciate the engagement. Because we're going to listen to what it said, not for what we want to hear, but for the facts and the facts only. If y'all need it, I got you one more time, and then Erica, you may speak.
If Tanzee been bullying you, like if Tanzee been doing that, then Tanzee's wrong. But we all know Tanzee bipolar.
But we all know Tanzee bipolar. I just want to word for word. All right. So Yasmin, I do hope that answered your question, and to anybody else that is late coming into court. Erica, thank you for your patience.
Good morning. Well, good afternoon, depending on your time zone. As we were listening to court last week, I'm coming in as a witness, as a general witness. Tanzee and her attorney stated that the end goal from them was for Dr. Dutchess to stop the behavior and stop making those statements. And my question is, since we are in accountability court, can we expect Dr. Dutchess' behavior to change? Can we expect her to not make these accusations towards people or make those statements toward people, which I'll say are not diagnosis? ChatGPT says differently. I would read that, but I'll send it to you. So my question is, can we expect different behavior from a clinical psychologist?
Thank you, Poetic. Okay, so as we are all aware, when it comes to change, we ourselves change that we want to see. There is no way of knowing if Dr. Dutchess wants to change her rhetoric, what she says, how she speaks. That would be solely her choice. Okay.
I would like to also point out that there was a panel yesterday of clinicians and doctors that this has now brought attention and awareness to. And can this behavior put a stain on the community, the mental health community, who take this very seriously day in and day out, and now it has caused, more uproar in that community, where now they're talking because it's now making them all for one for all kind of look bad. So I'd like to point that out, that happened yesterday.
Okay, so thank you. I was not aware that you're saying clinical professions came together and had disdain for what was going on or was said?
Yeah, they were not pleased with what was going on the app and how it was making their professions look as well.
Oh, I didn't know that took place. Someone saying yes, there was a panel. Wow, okay, yeah, I didn't know that has taken place. It goes back to what I was saying as far as being in the dental profession. I have to be careful what I say. I do not know what the rules are in medical, so I do not want to make that assumption. But I do know there is a code of ethics I have to follow. And if that conversation,
The attorney, Tanzee's attorney did state earlier while we were listening to the clips, can you replay Corey's clip? At the end, it did say that she did diagnose Corey at the end of that clip. She said Dr. Dutchess came off mute and said he is. She said if you would like to replay that clip fully, it does state it. And that's it. That's all I have for you.
Okay. All right.
That was her comment. People was tagging me to tell me to read your tell you to read the human's comment, and I scrolled up and that's what her comment said.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate that because we did stop the clip. We didn't get all the way through. Majority of the clip, what we heard the panel diagnosing Corey. They was listening to the definition. We heard the panel diagnose him, but not Dr. Dutch. So let me get close towards the end because I did stop it towards the end of the clip. Let's hear what happened.
Right, give me my check.
Oh, that's right. I stopped it because Mike was laughing. Got it. Okay.
I just gave y'all what's on. Go look at it.
That's what you said, man.
Right.
I get it now. I understand it now.
It's what the mental health. It is what the mental health field uses to diagnose.
Nigga, you got all that shit.
Every psychiatrist.
That's bullshit.
Uses this
I don't have self-admiration.
It's
right?
the
That's all you heard of that?
I don't have self-admiration.
That's all you heard of that?
Right. Because I'm not a narcissist. I don't give a fuck. I don't put myself first.
Yes, he is.
Get the services that you need. Get the services that you need.
Get some therapy, man.
No, y'all think I got some self-admiration that I put myself first.
That's not the only. God damn it, she was being for 3
That's
minutes.
all it is. So that lets you know.
She was being for 3 minutes. And that's
Hold up. A narcissist has
You need to argue.
You not
Like to put people down. You combative. All that shit.
Dr. Dutchess, he gonna change.
All right. Now, all right, so she did state, yes, he is. That was her voice when they said that he's a narcissist. She said, yes, he is. Okay. I did not hear that part. So then, okay. All right, for the doctors that are in the room, this question is for y'all, so I have a clear understanding. Would you need to have an assessment on a person to determine their diagnosis? If there is a diagnosis, wouldn't there need to be an assessment? I'm speaking to the doctors in the room. I don't want to assume nothing. I am not a doctor. I am not a psychiatrist, psychologist, none of that. So I'm asking the doctors. So we have about 20 doctors in here. Okay, so one moment, y'all. Dr. Dutchess herself is here. Let me see you. That was a mistake. You're here to speak. Dr. Dutchess, is that you?
Yes, it's really me because I keep getting requested to this live. So hello, Miss Bella.
Yes, ma'am. Good day, Dr. Dutchess. Okay.
How are you?
All is well in yourself, ma'am.
I'm doing good. I'm doing fine in spite of all the craziness. I'm doing good.
Okay, so I would like to ask you because you are involved in this case. I do want to make sure that I am being careful because the conversation with almost every case I've done today have been about mental health. So are you okay as far as your mental health go?
Oh, yes, I'm good. I'm great.
All right. So Dr. Dutchess, of course, as you was made aware of in other panels, other lives, that the issue that is bringing you to court or had you on other dockets was that it was alleged that you were diagnosing people with disorders, one of them being bipolar. They just had me go back listening to a clip, and I did not recognize, I didn't catch it, that when you was reading out the definition, they were stating that Corey has that disorder. But at the end of the clip, you said, yes, he is. Basically agreeing that he has NPD. For clear understanding, because I do want to highlight, Ms. Dr. Dutchess, you did make it clear that you were joking, you were playing. Understanding that you made it clear that you was playing, do you understand why people may have taken it seriously, because it is alleged that you are an actual doctor, so they take you at face value?
Yeah, I understand that, but it's nonsense. I am a clinical psychologist.
Thank you for making that clear.
Trained at Vanderbilt University, Nashville, Tennessee.
Okay, nice. Okay.
And until yesterday, Miss Bella, I was never aware that Tanzee was allegedly a therapist.
I just got that information myself today as well. So I was not made aware of that, but I did make sure.
I want to apologize to you before we go forward, because you were in Nitra's live last night, and Nitra did give you permission to receive the case and asked me how I felt about it. And I said no, because I didn't think I would get a fair hearing over here because of your relationship with other people, not necessarily your relationship with me, because I've never had a relationship with you. Right. So perhaps I judged you unfairly, but I've been listening, and you sound different. You sound fair. You sound fair. But what I will not do, I will not engage with Tanzee and her attorney. But if you have questions for me, I will answer.
Dr. Dutchess, I truly appreciate that a lot. It does mean a lot. Again, coming into this new year, the goal is for my platform to expand, for people to get to know me, what the platform is about, the team. So hearing you publicly acknowledge that, it means a lot. Thank you. Dr. Dutchess, you definitely did take accountability already by acknowledging that you understand why people took the situation serious because of your profession. But now that you understand where, I'm not even sure if you was here to hear that there was a panel of licensed doctors that had a conversation about what happened with Tanzee, stating that the situation went against the code of ethics. And I don't know the medical code of ethics, I only know dental. Going forward, as far as joking about someone acting bipolar, and I get it, because again, when we're not at work, we're still people. So I understand that you're not thinking, okay, while you're in a conversation with other people, that you're thinking about your profession at the same time. You just having a conversation with someone that you just consider that just appeared just like you. But now that you see the ripple effect of it, would you kind of try to be mindful of what you say to avoid being in this position again with someone else?
Well, I that's hard for me to say, because in that court yesterday, are you aware that me and my attorneys never got to put on a defense?
Okay, that I am aware of.
Okay. So it's hard for me. It would be disingenuous for me to sit here and tell you that I'm not going to banter with somebody on TikTok or Facebook or any other app again. Also, and I just don't want to lie to you. I want to be upfront with you, just like I hope you're being upfront with me. Okay. I'm not aware of no so-called panel of doctors who had a live.
I didn't know.
And it's interesting that if I was the conversation of the live, why wasn't it shared to me? They share everything else to me. Why wasn't that shared to me?
Good question.
Okay. So I call that into question. Also, I want to say that since folk are constantly stating that I might not be who I am, was it verified that this panel was who they say they were?
As far as Tanzee being a therapist, did she verify that?
No, not just Tanzee. This so-called panel of doctors. Because I think that information was put in to sway your jurors.
Okay, because I had no idea that I didn't know nothing about it, and yes, they did state it in the audience that panel took place.
Okay, but do you understand my question?
Absolutely, yes,
That
ma'am.
if you all question my legitimacy, my credentials, my education, do I not have the right to question everybody else's credentials, education, and legitimacy?
You have the right to do so. I will say the reason why it came into question, from my understanding, they said it's the behavior with your profession, it's the way you're carrying yourself as a doctor. So they was questioning, would a doctor behave in a certain manner? So I think that's what the conversation was about as far as ethically, but I could be wrong.
Okay. All right. But I'm going to state it again.
Yes,
why were they on TikTok? All these so-called other doctors. Why were they on TikTok? Because I've been told constantly that real doctors don't be on TikTok. Okay. What were they doctors of? Okay. I'm questioning the legitimacy of your witnesses that are coming up here throwing information in the pot. I'm serving as my own lawyer right now. I'm questioning the legitimacy. It appears that anyone who wants to come up here and say anything they want to say, they can come up here and say it. And there is no question of validity. There's no questions of anything. Okay. So I'm questioning that witness statement. Also, I will answer any honest questions you have, but Miss Bella, please accept my answers.
Yes, ma'am. Absolutely. Again, I just work in dental. I have no way of, I don't know you, just like you don't know me. So all I can do is take you for your word.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. All right. That is a good question, asking other doctors being on TikTok. And I'm just going to write down, as far as the behavior, they're specifically highlighting the behavior. So other doctors, I think the conversation is other doctors when they're on TikTok, even nurses, they carry themselves a certain way. I think you're familiar with Poetic RN. Poetic RN.
Yes, she's a sweet girl.
Yes, she is very kind. Poetic RN would be an example of ethics. She carries herself a certain way. It's been plenty of times she offered advice. She actually has a live on Saturdays where she talks about health and different things that can help people that might be having.
I've been in her live.
Yes, and
I've supported her live.
Yes, ma'am. She had a doctor that would come in. So I have witnessed that when Poetic, just an example, she's one of the people that is here to educate the people. So I believe some doctors are here or nurses are here to educate. Some are here for entertainment. It just sounds like, and again, because I wasn't there for the conversation, I didn't even get much detail. I was told that they had a panel about what happened with you and Tanzee and said that it was inappropriate. That's all I know so far.
And I object to the testimony.
Okay. And I'm going to write that down. All right. So I want to bring it to your attention. Tanzee said that she apologized to you for what she said in the manners of your husband. Since the apology that she tried to be cordial with you, have a better rapport with you. Is that true or false?
Okay, what did she say that she said about my husband?
All right. So she acknowledged that she said she was going to sleep with, and I want to be careful with my words, sleep with your husband. And also you have a witness that did come up and acknowledge that she did in fact say those things. So you have multiple witnesses that did come and speak on your behalf, as far as Tanzee's behavior towards you.
So your question is, did we move on from that?
Yes, she said that y'all moved past the apology. Is that true?
No.
Okay.
Well, technically, it could be said that we moved on from there, yes. But I never accepted her apology. I just moved on because I did not call her into accountability. The live host called her into accountability and asked her how could she be so disrespectful toward somebody's husband. But she does that all the time. That's not new information. So the live host asked me to come up so Tanzee and I could have a conversation because I kept sniping her and not letting her come into the mafia. So the live host was trying to make peace.
Absolutely. And she did highlight those facts. She did say that that the conversation took place, but I was not aware that the apology was not accepted. You just simply moved on. Understand?
No, no, ma'am. I just listened to her. She went on a rant about how she was offended that I kept sniping her, which is true. I did that. Okay, because I told her when she said that about my husband, I said, okay, I'll see you in the mafia. Meaning that every time she come in there, I was going to snipe her out of there. Okay. So when she was held accountable, I didn't even know it was going to happen. So she got up there and she went on a rant about how I was hurting her feelings, sniping her and her money. These are her words, that her money is not as long as mine. Okay. So it was the live host. It was the creator that kept asking questions and that sort of thing. That was a separate live from when she came back, Miss Bella, and asked me to be her attorney. I'm sorry, not attorney, her therapist. Those were two separate lives.
And your witness did confirm that it was after what she said about your husband that she asked for you to be her therapist. Your witness did say that. So thank you for confirming that your witness testimony was factual. Okay. All right. Going back to the other notes that I do have, Miss Dr. Dutchess. The situation about her referring to herself as God, we did hear an audio clip of her clarifying that she referred to herself as God because she created life. Okay. Are you aware that she was specific on why she referenced herself as a God?
Yes, I knew why she did it. She's done that all over. You know, she does it in the mafia. She does it everywhere, refers to herself as a god. The person who sniped her from that panel was a YT Christian lady. And she sniped her. And Tanzee went down and asked me to bring her back up, and I would not bring her back up. And bringing someone back up is when you pay whatever fee is required to get them back up on the panel. Because I did not agree with everything Tanzee has said. I don't even agree with her statements about she's a god, but I agree with her right to say it.
Okay.
And so when I was on the panel, Miss Bella, the same person who has sniped her engaged me, asked me, because we're on opposite side. I'm a Democrat. This person is Republican. So she came at me and she said, "Aren't you a Christian?" I said, "Yes, I am." She said, "How can you defend her if you are a Christian?" and she's calling herself a god. So my whole defense was that she can call herself anything she wants to call herself. And I said she does it all the time. I said she can call herself anything she wants to call herself, and then to make levity, which is make a joke about it on the panel over there, so we could move on. I think I said something to the effect about, y'all know Tanzee is something. And then Tanzee let me know that she didn't like it. So I said, Tanzee, you know I'm just playing. I said, Tanzee, you know I'm just playing with you, girl. And then she turned all her wrath on me, and they had the rest of the night was an argument about Tanzee's right to call herself a god. I told Tanzee while she was up there, I said, why don't you help them to understand why you call yourself that? Tanzee was going at this woman because she was white, YT. Tanzee don't like YT people. And so they were fighting back and forth. I was trying to ease the situation. So when I made a joke like that about her, because I have never legally, professionally diagnosed Tanzee. To legally diagnose someone, they have to be your client. Okay? Tanzee has never, ever been my client on TikTok or off TikTok. Okay? I'm going to say it again. On TikTok or off TikTok. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So I was trying to help the person to understand. But yes, I did throw that joke in there about her. When she let me know it hurt her feelings, I immediately said, girl, you know I'm playing with you. And then it went on from there.
And I'm glad you did mention that part. Okay. Because we did hear in the clip that you did apologize to her. Now, you acknowledging that in order for you to diagnose her, she would have to be a client to make the assessment.
Yes.
Tanzee stated to us that she had that conversation with you privately about wanting you to be her therapist. Was that
true?
No,
ma'am.
So that
no,
was
ma'am.
It was not.
And I'm going to ask you to make her prove that, because if she had a conversation with me, we never ever talked to each other verbally off this app, because when she sent me her phone number, her information, it was only her personal information. It was never any medical information included. I simply ignored her. I didn't call. To this day, I haven't called her phone number. Number one, I didn't want her to have mine. I did not want her to have any kind of way to contact me off this app. So I just ignored her. Okay. I didn't respond to her. She sent me no medical information. So if she sent me some medical information, Miss Bella, through an inbox, she should be able to prove that. She should be able to show you the message where she sent me some medical information about herself. Because I've never, ever had a conversation with her off this app.
Thank you for being specific. She says she asked you to be her therapist. So there's no message written where she specifically asked that question privately. That's not
No,
true.
she did ask. She did. Let me clarify. Okay. She did send me a message telling me that she would like for me to be her therapist. She sent me no information about her situation, nor did I call her. She asked me to call her. She gave me her phone number. She asked me to call her. I assumed that she would have revealed that information had I called her. I didn't want that information, so I never called her, because I knew there was no way I was going to be a therapist to Tanzee.
Okay.
Because Tanzee and I, one thing about, and let me stop saying therapist, because I'm a clinical psychologist. There is a difference. Okay. But let me say this.
Yes, ma'am.
What would have been unethical, Miss Bella, would have been for me to take on someone as a client that I had prior bad engagement with. That would have been unethical. To take on a client that I know I don't like. that I know don't like me, that I know is not going to follow the protocol. And I said this over in the mafia, okay? That would have been unethical for me to even engage with her as a therapist, knowing that she had said these horrible things to me. We had got into it because not only did she say she wanted to F my husband, I called her a Boston SLUT.
Okay.
So after that exchange between she and I, that would have been unethical for me to then try to treat her in a clinical fashion for any reason.
Yes, ma'am. May I ask a question to that? So because you did recognize that you were in your personal feelings with her, rightfully so.
Yes, ma'am.
Did you proceed to refer her to a different psychologist at least?
No, I did not, because she was never my client. So I had no obligation to refer her to anyone. I didn't know anything about her medical situation. She was never in my care. I have no professional responsibility for her.
Understandable. Not a problem. Only reason why I asked. So again, just speaking to what I know, I'm a reference back to dental. So when someone comes to us, self-referral, no one sent them, they came in, they Googled us, they looked us up, they wanted to come in and see about implants. Okay. Once we evaluate to determine if they have enough bone or not, we can say, hey, you know what? You have some other things going on. For example, again, dental. Oh, we recognize that you have some things going on with your root. We're going to refer you to an endo because we cannot personally help you. Things of that matter. So what I'm simply saying is, even though she was not your client, she sought you out. Even though you was not able to help her yourself, you did feel the need to refer her to someone else. I just want to make sure I understood.
I was able to help her. I chose not to help her. And I'm going to say again, I have no professional responsibility to someone who is not a client, whether they pay me or don't pay me. I had no responsibility toward her. I did not want to engage with her professionally, nor did I want to take the responsibility for referring her to anyone who would have held me responsible for referring her to them.
Okay, I appreciate that clarity, and I'm glad you did reference that being held responsible for referral. I've also had patients where they was referred by their general dentist to see one specialist, but because they were out of network, they never even went to the specialist. They came directly to us because they was in network. So,
but Miss Bella, that was on the kindness of your office.
Okay.
That was the generosity of your office to do that. I could have had that same generosity with Tanzee, but the Tanzee I know from the app, I would never refer to anyone. I know, because I would not want that to bounce back on me for having even referred her to them.
Okay.
I have no responsibility to Tanzee. I turned her down. I never called her phone. I never received any records from her. I never engaged with her at all. I have no responsibility to Tanzee. Now, I could have been nice and got involved because she lives in Massachusetts. Okay. I could have got involved. Okay. But but no, I did not feel that I owed her anything, not even the graciousness, not even the kindness of referring her to anyone. So I didn't.
Okay. So thank you for giving that clarity. I just want to make sure I am clear because I'm just speaking from a dental side. I don't know the medical side of it. So thank you for providing me that clarity just going forward. So I know and understand the difference. All right. Well, then honestly speaking, So, with that being said, because the conversation did happen publicly, because Tanzee stated that she went to you privately about her seeking treatment, but you disregarded it, but you talked about it publicly. Um, do you think, hindsight, that the conversation or her reaching out should have stayed private?
Miss Bella, I talked about it publicly. It's already been testified to by a couple of people that Tanzee came to the mafia with that conversation. It was between her and the creator, Black Diamond. I was brought into the conversation after Black Diamond asked her, how in the world do you expect this lady to be your therapist? And you done cussed this lady out, said you wanted to F her husband, and all kinds of things. Tanzee responded to Black Diamond. Okay. I was simply on the panel listening. Tanzee told her own stuff
And that's
about me. I already admitted what I did, and I'll still admit it. And I'm not going to tell you I won't do it again.
Okay, and that's why I was trying to get the clarity. So Tanzee brought it to that panel, and
yes, ma'am.
Question. Okay, so then that's where that's where the issue lies, right there, because Tanzee made it clear that she didn't bring it publicly. That unfortunately, allegedly, you told it publicly.
No, she's up here telling untruths. That's why I said that Tanzee said that she gave me her medical records. Miss Bella, then you should be able to get Tanzee to prove that. You can, what do y'all call it? Screenshot something that's in her inbox? Yes. Why she can't screenshot that information she sent to me and show it to you? That she sent me her medical records, her medical diagnosis.
Yeah, that I did not hear. Even today in court, I did not hear her say she sent over medical information. She just let you know, she privately let you know that she was seeking.
I heard it.
So
and she's not telling the truth. I have never had a relationship with Tanzee on this app or off this app.
Thank you for.
And there's nothing anybody on this app can do to me. Not even that little panel of doctors, whoever y'all say they are. Go find them and go see what they're going to do to me. I have freedom of speech as an American, just like the rest of y'all. I did not diagnose Tanzee. I have never done an assessment on Tanzee. I've never had a personal conversation with Tanzee about herself, her life, her medical history, or anything. Do I fight with people on TikTok? Yes, I do. Will I fight with them again? Probably. Okay. And there's not one person on TikTok or off TikTok going to do anything about me. If you all think I'm stupid enough that I don't know what I can and can't do on TikTok, they're not going to do anything to me.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, because I have freedom of speech. Just like you have the freedom of speech to get on here and pretend to be a judge. I have freedom of speech to get on here and be a regular citizen. I can behave as a regular citizen just like the rest of you. I can cuss somebody out just like the rest of you. I don't have to like you, no matter what my status is. HIPAA does not apply to a non-client situation. You're not my client. Okay? If you can call me some names, I might just call you some. What you gonna do about it? What you think a panel of doctors gonna do to me? Whatever kind of doctors they are. Just because they're allegedly doctors doesn't mean they can sit in judgment of me. There are only certain kind of people can sit in judgment of me. Okay? Not just random doctors can judge me. Just like I can't go around judging random doctors. I can't pass judgment on a neurosurgeon. I'm not in his field. I'm not a part of his professional association. Okay? So I thank you for giving me this opportunity to have a voice because I didn't have one yesterday. But I'm going to say again, for all the folk who think I'm arrogant, I absolutely am. I will continue to be arrogant. I will be sweet when I want to be sweet. I will be sweet to those who are sweet to me. I will code switch on you. If you want to be in the hood, I'll go to the hood with you. I don't care what y'all think about me. Even when this court is over, what y'all gonna do to me? What y'all gonna do about me? Not a darn thing. I went to Nitra's court, Miss Bella, because it was supposed to be fun. It was supposed to be a fun thing. And then people came in there, Tanzee and her attorney, took it to a whole different place of trying to destroy me and my reputation. They cannot. Nobody on TikTok can do anything about my freedom of speech. If you can have freedom of speech, Miss Bella, I can have freedom of speech. Do you think I'm stupid enough to be on here doing things I know I'm not supposed to do? But if you call me a bitch, I can call you a slut. You think they're going to take something from me because you called me a bitch and I called you a slut? You think they're going to do something to me because I said you have a bipolar rant? Or because I say, oh, Miss Bella, you crazy. And you say, ooh, Dr. Dutchess called me crazy. I'm going to sue her. Ain't nobody going to do nothing to me for calling you crazy. They're going to say that was her freedom of speech because you were not my client. I did not diagnose you. I did no assessment on you. Okay? We're just random people on a TikTok app acting a damn fool. And if you can act a damn fool, I can act a damn fool. I call it code switching. What y'all gonna do about me and my arrogance and my confidence? What y'all gonna do about me? When this little court is over, what y'all gonna do? Whose license y'all think y'all finna take? What y'all think y'all gonna do about me? This was supposed to have been a fun thing in an entertainment court that went off the rails. This was never supposed to go the way it went. And if anybody has been abused in these little fake TikTok courtrooms, it was me. But I'm not the one running around crying. Okay? So this is, I already apologized to you for the opinion that I passed on you when you came in yesterday. I mean that sincerely. When you get to know me, you will find out I am extremely sincere. I say what I say and I mean what I say. I'm the same person off TikTok that I am on TikTok. Nobody is going to do anything to me because I am on a social app cussing somebody out or calling them names when they call me names. Now, I'll stand down in case you got some more questions, Judge Bella.
Thank you, Dr. Dutch. I appreciate you coming in. Again, you didn't have to. And I do hope that you at least take the time out if you do have time any other Sunday, just want to watch from the hallway. It's like this every Sunday. I allow everybody who is involved in the docket to be heard. It's not required for you to be here. I do allow it to be fair at all times. Allow people to speak and be heard. You didn't want to talk with Tanzee or her lawyer. However, did you want any of the jurors that was in the panel to speak to you? Or you
yeah, they're fine. I don't have a problem with the jurors. They appear to be fair to me.
Okay. All right. So if you was a juror, would you like to request up, please, to speak with, to speak with Miss Dr. Dutchess? I want to make sure the same opportunity that was offered to Tanzee, that it is offered to Dr. Dutchess as well.
Thank you.
Absolutely. So if you was a juror, please request up. We had some jurors that have been sliding off, unfortunately. So far, Trina and she were the jurors that was in the panel. Trina, did you have a question for Miss Dr. Dutchess? And my apology, I'm just habit of manners. I say Miss or Sir.
It's okay. It's okay. Thank you for that respect.
Absolutely. Go ahead.
And I'm trying to be respectful to you, but I'm absolutely very defensive where this app is concerned. I have received a great deal of abuse, a great deal of trolling, and if I come off defensive, it's because I am. I absolutely am.
Okay, so again, as you get to know me and watch the show as time go on, hopefully when you do come in, if that happens ever again, you won't be as defensive. With you being on the trial, I understand why you would feel that way. So no worries, I understand.
Actually, let me respond to that. I have watched you from the FYP, and I've actually been in here a couple times. I just think maybe you just didn't notice, but I did what I always do when I go into a live.
Okay. Yes, ma'am. But thank you for coming back, and I hope to see you again in the future. This is Accountability Court. We welcome everyone. So
thank you. Thank you. And before your jurors ask me questions, I'm not going to engage in an argument with them. I'm not here to engage in a battle with anyone. So if they come at me in a disrespectful way, I'm just going to disengage with them.
Yes, ma'am. The jurors have been doing great. They had questions for Tanzee. Everybody was able to speak one at a time. It's been respectful. So I'm sure that they will still give you that same respect as well, Dr. Dutchess.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Trina.
Yes, hello, Bella. I did first off want to speak directly to you and address some questions that were asked about the doctors on the panel. Because I was in that live. The live was not specifically about Dr. Dutchess. It was, in fact, about ethics and how a medical professional should behave. And yes, we do know the people who were on that panel to be medical professionals. So I definitely wanted to clear that up.
Thank you. I didn't know. My apologies. So it was not about Dr. Dutchess. It was just about the ethics of other doctors in general.
Right.
Thank you. Thank you. That makes me feel a whole lot better. Thank you for that.
So see, the way it was dropped in the audience, my apologies and thank you for giving us that clarity. So I'm going to strike that.
Yes. Now, Dr. Dutchess, for you, wouldn't you say you are a participator in what we could call the shenanigans of this app?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you for that. Now, with that being said, with you being a participator and a proud and loud participator, do you feel that people are trolling or responding?
Some troll, some respond. I know the difference. Some troll, some respond. And that's okay because I can handle the response. They just don't like the way I respond. Because I'm going to say that again. I can handle the trolling. I can handle the responding. They just don't like the way I respond.
Okay. And yes, I did hear you the first time. I think the way in which you respond is you try to commandeer. Would you say that to be true?
No, I disagree.
You disagree?
Yes. You're asking questions or are you testifying?
I think I posed a question.
Okay. No, I disagree.
Okay.
Yes. So, and what my observation has been, it does seem that you would commandeer situations.
So now you're testifying. That's not a question. That's a statement.
No, I'm not only here to give
Ms. Bella, that was a statement. That was not a question.
Excuse me, ma'am. Are you okay? Yeah, I wasn't only up here to give you questions.
Ms. Bella, did you not say they could ask me questions?
Glad you did say that. So, Trina,
In a court of law, you don't get to testify. You get to ask
It's
questions.
not a
If
court
you
of
are a
law.
witness, you get to testify.
It's not a court of law.
Okay.
It's not a court of law.
This not an accountability court.
yep. So, one moment, Ms. Dutchess, one moment, Trina, just so we are clear as to why you were back as a juror. The questions that you may have had for her, just questions only, just like we had questions for Tanzee. So, do you have direct questions for her?
Oh, I'm not gonna follow the way that she thinks it should go. I'm gonna speak as I feel I'm as I want to. That's what I'm gonna do.
Okay. Do you have another question for Dr. Dutchess? Or
I did after my observation.
Okay, what is the next question you have?
So once I complete my observation, Bella, I'm so serious.
No, ma'am.
Ain't no man. See, and this is the problem. See, because I'm trying to.
Am I not acting as my own attorney?
Look here.
Let's lock in.
Am I not acting as my own attorney?
Yep, you're good. So I want to make sure we all on the same page. Let's slow down. Trina, we want to give Dr. Dutchess the same respect we gave to Tanzee. If you have questions, now's the time to ask the questions. Otherwise, after they get done with the questions, I have to allow, well, then again, I did allow witnesses and they spoke on both sides, so we wouldn't need any more of that. Okay. Britt, while you are here, go ahead and speak if you have questions.
Yes, ma'am. I have a question for Dr. Dutchess, if it's okay.
It's okay if it's a question.
Yes, ma'am. Earlier you stated that Tanzee or her lawyer, I'm not sure which one because it's been a little back and forth. Let me re-ask you the question. Did Tanzee send you her medical records in a DM?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
She sent me her phone number.
Okay. And I think it was her lawyer that stated that she did. With that being your answer, is there a way that you could screenshot and show us the information in the DM? I'm just trying to look for a little more.
Dr. Dutchess, before you answer that, Britt, just so you are aware, burden of proof in that regard would not be on Dr. Dutchess. It would have to be on the other party.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. I understand. Thank you. That's it.
Any more questions? You good. You're doing fine. Do you have any more questions?
Ma'am, I don't.
Okay.
All right. All right. Thank you so much for coming up. Anyone else that was a juror? Anyone else that was a juror at the time? Because if not, then we're going to begin to wrap up closing statements from both sides. So far,
I would like to make correct something if it's okay with you.
Yes, ma'am.
Because I think that there's been misinformation from the start, and you can feel free to check this with Ms. Nitra. During preliminary hearings between me and Tanzee, the original charge against me, Miss Bella, was that I had used the GD word and that I had held myself out as a pastor.
Oh.
That was the preliminary testimony, and that's what the case was supposed to be about. It was never supposed to be about all this other stuff. And Miss Nitra can verify that. So all this other stuff it just came from out of nowhere, but that was not the original case.
If anybody is here that was Ms. Nitra, I'm so glad you're here. Can you please verify that the original case was about GD and that she apparently was being accused of holding herself as a pastor? I just need that. Okay, Ms. Nitra is here. Do you mind if I have her come up while you are in the panel?
No, ma'am, I don't. Because only she can verify that.
Okay, thank you for that information. Hold on, it's asking me to verify. All right. Thank you, Ms. Nisha, for your patience.
Good morning,
Good
Honorable
morning.
Judge Bella
Y'all see Ms.
Leon.
Nisha? Ms. Nisha, I
Yeah.
can't see you. Can y'all see her?
Oh, yeah, I'm
Okay,
up
there you
here.
go. Oh, there you go. Good
Okay.
day, Ms. Nisha and FOE. Good day to you.
Good day, Honorable Judge Bella Leon. I'm sorry, I'm just waking up. You all know I did get a new baby last night, and he rather, up and down. Hi, Dr. Dutchess. Looks like you're giving them hell as you usually do here on the internet. Bella, I would just like to.
But Miss Nitra, can I just say something real quick?
Oh, I
I
thought I was answering the
apologize.
question. Let me.
I apologize to Miss Bella for the way I reacted when you told her yesterday she was free to pick up this case. And I said that no, I would not go there because I didn't think that I would get a fair trial.
Seemed like I just got here though. I've been here 3 minutes. Seemed like it was going rather fair. Trina was asking questions. Seemed like I didn't know if Trina was your attorney or
No,
juror
no,
when
ma'am.
I got here. So Trina looked like she was doing a big one. But I do want to say this as far as the question goes. Yes, in preliminary, it was told to us that yes, I got a puppy. Dr. Dutchess said GD and that she was a pastor. And so that is what we were supposed to be going into court under that law of pastoralship. And so it went further from her being a pastor to now Tanzee was misdiagnosed. It was getting good, Bella. I would like to put some questions on your table today. There was a clip played where Tanzee did consult some type of way with Dr. Dutchess as far as this diagnosis goes. And we were trying to get knee deep in it and didn't quite make it. So we were, I see her lawyer down there in all caps as she does. We just met her, but she can be seen in the room of caps. She said that's a lie. But there are some questions that are still out here and we don't know. So, but yes, we're trying to see if Dr. Dutchess is a pastor, first lady, missionary, or the gum taker in the church. She said she was neither. Okay. She said she died the baby. So we got that clear. But now we're up on this other stuff. So I would like to listen to the rest of your case, Bella, and get caught up with Kevin Brown now.
Okay, and Miss Nitra, could you make Miss Bella aware that there was a countersuit from me?
Yes, Bella. Dr. Dutchess had planned to countersuit Tanzee. So that was on the table too. I don't know if you're gonna get to that today.
No, that's not gonna happen here.
Oh well, I was gonna let it if y'all wanted to. I was just gonna be here.
No, ma'am. I just wanted her to know because she's been misinformed about some stuff.
Yes. Well, can I say this too to the therapist? I never questioned that therapist, and I did bring that therapist in as a special witness a key witness, because of her education in the code of ethics. That is what the questions were. Did they fall up under the same guideline? So I do want to make sure I clear that up, that to me, that therapist is still qualified. I do understand that one's degree is higher than the other, but I was only asking about the guidelines that each person that is in this line of business, if those guidelines are similar, the same, or nowhere near. That's it. That's all. I respect both ladies' professions.
Okay.
And Dr. Coop said, no, it isn't. So that verified my question. Thank you, Dr. Coop. And Bella, if I've had enough time on your platform, I see your audience wants Trina back. Why didn't Trina get to stay up here? What did she do? Because I was just getting in and it sounded like Trina was doing good. Y'all know Trina very educated.
Because it's my time and to testify. I'm also acting as my own attorney and I object to her testifying.
You your own attorney today.
Yes, I have no choice.
My God.
Yeah, I am. So I object to her testifying on my behalf.
My God, in here today. Okay, well, I'm gonna go back down there with the. So, are we still coming, cousin jurors?
Yes.
Are you okay? Okay. Well, I'm gonna go back downstairs and participate with the coming cousin jurors. At least we can do that, huh?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Nisha, for coming in. Shout out to
You're welcome.
All right, and that therapist is in the request. I'm gonna allow her to come up. Good day, that therapist.
Okay, what's going on, Bella?
All right, just pretty much getting through the case. Was there something that you wanted to add?
Yeah, I wanted to ask a question, but I wasn't a juror, so I was just getting in. I saw there were several people in the request, so I was gonna wait. But if I'm allowed to ask a question now, I will. But if not, I can wait.
Okay, so right now I just want to allow this time for anyone that was a juror so far before you go. I have not seen anyone that was a juror earlier request back up. So as of right now, you may go ahead and speak.
Good day, Dr. Dutchess. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
Doing well. Doing well. I just wanted to, because I've been trying to do this alone. Can you clarify for the court what you're able to do that I'm not?
No, I will not do that.
May I ask why?
Because it's my choice and I'm my own lawyer and I object to you even being up here. So my answer is no.
Well,
as my own attorney.
The judge let me up. The judge gave me an opportunity to speak.
I don't have to answer you. I can pass the witness. I can pass you. I don't have to do this with you. This is not going to happen. I didn't come here to go to war. Okay?
Right, so that's
not what I'm here for.
Okay.
I decline to answer your question.
Well, Bella, when I am able.
All right, she's getting a call. But yes, so she has the right to not be questioned because at this point it's just witnesses coming in to speak. Okay. All right, I think she's going to take a call. So we're going to go from there. We're going to move on to the next. All right, I think Miss Pumpkin is here. Miss Pumpkin, are you here to ask Miss Dr. Dutchess any questions? All right.
Bill,
No worries, you good. All right, so what I am going to do, because there is quite a few people that is requesting up, I'm going to clear out the queue. If y'all are tapping in by mistake, I'll clear you out. But if you are trying to come up, let my bailiffs know, and I'll allow you up. Is there anything else that you wanted to state as far as your case go, Miss Dr. Dutchess?
No, I was just, you said you was going to allow me the same thing that you all allow for Tanzee. And nobody questioned Tanzee's alleged credentials. We're not doing that.
That is definitely a good point. And matter of fact, I will write that down, that it was not asked that she prove her credentials. That is correct. Okay.
And do I get to make closing statements now or afterwards?
Yeah, I'm clearing out the queue. You may have your closing statements. Tanzee and the human, thank you for your patience. I will allow you to come up.
I will not engage with them.
Yeah, no. I'm saying you're going to have your closing statements, then I'm going to allow them to come up.
Okay, can I follow them since they're the ones who brought the case against me?
I'm glad you mentioned that because that was the next thing I was going to say. I'm going to bring them up so they can have their closing remarks, and then you may come up afterwards. And I appreciate you being here, and thank you for your patience.
Okay, I'll go down there.
All right. Thank you, ma'am. All right. One moment. So one moment, because we just allowed for closing remarks. We're going to wrap this up. All right, so Tanzee, did you just want to give your closing remarks? It looks like the human is no longer. Oh, never mind. She's here with you. Okay, hold on. All right. The human, are you going to give the closing remarks on behalf of Tanzee?
Tanzee, before I say anything, would you like to say anything at all? You don't have to. I'm just asking.
I know you're the attorney, so I have to say something now, but I have a couple of things to say. One, she's saying that the burden of proof is for me to show that I went into her DM.
But she went on Proud Blacks Live and said that she knows your diagnosis because you told her, right? And that's what I was referring to.
Yeah.
That she said to Proud Black that you told her your diagnosis and your personal information, and she even threatened on Proud Black to share that information. She already shared what state you live in on this live, and she only knows that from the DM that you sent her. There's so many lies that she told, so many lies, and I'm really disappointed in Miss Nitra, because Miss Nitra, you know how easy it is for me to post a clip of Tanzee's original complaint when she complained about Dr. Dutchess calling her bipolar. And the second complaint was that Dr. Dutchess said that she's in the ministry, that she's a pastor. She had two claims. There was no reason for us to come up with a strategy to discuss her being called bipolar if she never brought it up in her original claim. And if that was never a claim, why did you allow us to talk about it for 3 hours? Why did Miss Top Shelf do all the research to prove that Dr. Dutchess has the ability to assess and observe Tanzee if that was never a part of the claim? Please stop lying for your FOE members. Dr. Dutchess has already shared that she is FOE on Proud Blacks Live. You had an FOE member with 2 FOE lawyers come into an FOE court with an FOE judge, and you lied about it. You're lying. You called up that therapist and asked her questions to challenge Dr. Dutchess' credentials, and then turned around and blamed the whole credential conversation on us. You have my entire strategy in your phone. I sent you all my clips, everything I wanted to talk about in your phone. Not one time did I mention Dr. Dutchess' credentials. You brought her credentials into question. And when you asked me, are you asking me, are you asking for Dr. Dutchess' credentials? I responded in the courtroom, no. That opened up Pandora's box. The claim has always been that Dr. Dutchess is going around on panels and calling her bipolar. Why are you not admitting that? Is Dr. Dutchess paying you as well? What is the harm in you telling the truth about that? Dr. Dutchess, you threatened to share Tanzee's personal information. You told Proud Black that you have her diagnosis. You said that she even has multiple diagnoses, and that you couldn't take her on because you're not a psychiatrist and you don't have the ability to prescribe her medication. You said that. You wanted this to be a fun live. You accepted the trial knowing this would be about you calling her bipolar. You accepted that trial. But you wanted to play games and have fun about you calling her bipolar, but you don't want to play games and have fun about us challenging your credentials. You don't act like a doctor. You don't sound like a doctor. Stop pretending to be a doctor, period. Tanzee doesn't have to show her credentials because Tanzee is not diagnosing people. No one is bringing Tanzee to court for diagnosing them on lives. You lied. You just said that you've never witnessed Bella's live. You've never watched Bella's live. All of a sudden, Bella, I was in here, but you've never noticed me. Lie after lie after lie. You lie too damn well. You claim to be mafia. You claim to be FOE. You were just this morning, you got into it with two creators because they didn't allow you to run their shit. You got into it with Manny and Greatness. You cut them off. You made this whole big thing because they didn't allow you to run their shit. Now you're in Bella's court trying to run her shit. Grow up. You're 66, but you have not grown up yet. Yes, this was supposed to be fun. It definitely was supposed to be fun. What made it not fun was you lying. Was Miss Nitra lying? Was everyone in FOE on that panel lying? Was Inevitable lying? That's when it turned around and it stopped being fun. You're lying about her never stating that you called her bipolar and her never wanting you to come to Miss Nitra's court to discuss that. Why are you lying when it's so easy for us to pull the clip? I never brought your credentials into question. Miss Nitra did. Miss Nitra, you know what? The burden of proof is on me. I can screenshot every single thing I sent to Miss Nitra, and not one time did I mention your credentials. Your FOE leader is the reason why everyone is questioning you. And you don't even realize it's because she probably never even believed you were a psychologist. You're being played. You found out about Manny and Greatness today, and you need to find out about Miss Nitra. Don't put that on Tanzee and I. Stop lying on Tanzee and I. It stopped being fun when you guys thought that it's funny to make fun of Tanzee's NPD, but it's not funny about people questioning your credentials. If we want to be fair, let's be fair. I am serious because they're lying. It was fun, but then it turned serious because they're lying. There's no reason to lie about something that's so easy to prove.
So the human, I need you to lock in with me real quick. Is that your closing remarks? Because I don't want you to get too further engaged in the audience. I need you to just focus.
My closing remark is they're liars. Tanzee is telling the truth about her calling her bipolar on lives. She's diagnosed her multiple times. I've posted 5 different clips of her calling her bipolar. That is my closing argument.
Okay. All right. So again, with being fair, now I have to allow, if Dr. Dutch is still here. Okay. Dr. Dutch, if you would like to come back to give your closing remark, you may. All right. You have the floor.
Yeah, Miss Bella, before I give my closing remarks, Miss Nitra says she has something else to say. Would that be acceptable to you?
Okay.
Since she was called a bunch of names.
So we do have the focus. I will allow Ms. Nitra to speak after the closing remarks. I want to make sure that it's on both sides, because someone might have wanted to come up after them, but I allowed you to come up. So
okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. This case in preliminary hearings in Miss Nitra's courtroom, and only Miss Nitra can pull that clip. I don't have control of Miss Nitra's live. I am not a creator. I am only an engager. That's all I've ever been. But I am blogged about more than anybody over here. I am discussed more than anybody over here. Why is that? Why is that? Okay. The original case, when Tanzee came to Miss Nitra's live, she said that I had used the GD word and that as a pastor, I should know better. Well, this young lady who's the attorney has seemed to come up with many, many clips. So where are the clips of me doing these things that were the original charges? Okay. This is never what this court case was about, Miss Bella. And now they're mad that I brought it to your attention that this is not the original case. I don't control Miss Nitra's courtroom just like I don't control yours. Okay. Miss Nitra admitted to making some mistakes yesterday when she agreed to pass the case on to you. Mm-hmm. Okay. What I did as my own attorney today was bringing the case back to where it started. Those were the initial complaints. I don't care about the insults. I don't care about the insults. Because if I'm not a psychologist, Tanzee certainly ain't. For sure. Okay. But I am, whether they like it or not. And as I said, they can't do anything about me. That was the initial case. It was never about bipolar. My attorneys tried to switch because I tried to serve as my own attorney in Miss Nitra's courtroom, Judge Bella. And Miss Nitra denied my request. She said, you have two attorneys. Tanzee has an attorney. Your attorneys need to speak for you. Then I had to get on the phone with my attorney and tell my attorney, this is not what this case was supposed to be about. And we had to readjust in order to make the readjustment. But I was mad about it. I even let Miss Nitra know that I thought it had been unfair. Okay. But we went along with it because it was supposed to be an entertainment thing. This young woman can call me all the liars she wants to. She can't prove anything about me. And neither can anybody else on TikTok. Okay? This was not the original case. Miss Nitra is not lying for me. Yes, I am a member of FOE, a recent member. Okay? I claim the mafia first. I claim Black Diamond and the mafia. I will continue to do that. I will continue to support Miss Nitra, Black Diamond, and Emma. And there's nothing anybody can do about this. I'm not going to go on a rant. I'm simply going to tell you what I've already testified to. I've been absolutely truthful to you. And whatever judgment you all come up with, it does not matter. Because y'all can't do nothing to me. Y'all can't do nothing to me, and y'all can't do nothing about me. And those who hate me will keep hating me. Those who support me will keep supporting me. It makes no difference to me. I will still be me. I will still do what I want to do. I answered your questions honestly, but I brought in new testimony that nobody wants to hear. And I like to remind the court that the reason this case ended yesterday was because Tanzee and her team ran. And this is the second court. That was the second time Tanzee has taken a case to TicTok court and then ran out on it when they thought that it was time for the other side to present their case. We never got a chance to present our case, Judge Bella, because if we had, we were going to ask for a mistrial upon the basis that those were never the original charges. But we didn't get to present our case. I didn't get to testify because Tanzee and her lawyer threw a temper tantrum, just like she just did, and they ran off. Miss Nitra then ruled that I had won by default. And Miss Nitra even tried to reverse that. And I would not go along with it. I asked her to stand on her ruling with the understanding that the case would be brought back to Miss Nitra's court. I conclude my testimony.
Thank you so much, Dr. Dutchess.
Oh, one more thing, Miss Bella. May I say one more thing?
Yes, ma'am.
Since these things were alleged about me and my money that I run people's platforms. Okay, well, if I'm running a creator's platform, how do I get to do that? I get to run my a platform by just getting up on the platform and speaking? Or do I do what the creators ask? I give them gifts and money. So if you think that I'm running their platform, then who do you need to be blaming? That I can play the games that they create and I can outplay other people. So if I'm running all these creators' rooms and platforms, how am I doing that? And why do I get to do that? I conclude.
Thank you, Dr. Dutchess, because you are posing an excellent question. The question is, if you are controlling the spaces, why is it being allowed? Excellent question, Dr. Dutchess. All right. That question was, in fact, written down. I have a strong feeling that we are going to return to that question sooner than y'all think. All right. We are now here at the end of the case. The final decision is left up to y'all, the peers of accountability court. I do not take sides. I allow the people to decide. I'm going to allow Ms. Nitra to come in and speak before we make our final decision because her name, in fact, was mentioned.
Well, I was having a tantrum, but I'm over it 10 minutes ago. This all I'm going to say. Y'all got to stay out of the entertainment part of it, and then it turns serious. If you can't handle the role, stay off of the program. All this screaming and hollering and hearing you calling me a liar and stuff, I was going to eat you up. Because at the end of the day, you didn't know that you jumped. You got too serious from the jump over an individual on the platform. Had you not damn near had a stroke, it wouldn't have got this far. Because of you, things went haywire. And that's just the way it go. Stay out of the juke joint. You don't know entertainment from yo screams in the air. I was really going to go in on you, but you're not worth it. You're new to me. I don't know you. And it seemed like to me you want some attention. You're stuck between women all around you that say they are therapists. Pick one. Dr. Dutchess, you don't run my platform. Miss Perry thinks she does.
Oh.
That's it. That's all. Bella, oh, girl, I am so glad that we didn't even get to Dr. Dutchess because the human took over. And that's it. That's all. Have a good day. I was going to go all the way down through there with her, but Bella, I'm glad I made it for closing arguments because I don't see how you set her through all this. I don't know how I done it. We some strong black women.
Thank you, Ms. Nisha. Shout out to the Wyberry because one of the goals for me this year is having patience. So y'all will be seeing me have more patience than I usually do. So thank you for acknowledging that it's patience. I prayed for it. Okay. So now that we are wrapping up, may I just ask for y'all assistance? We are almost at 700,000 likes. Can y'all help me push to 1 million likes? This is the first Sunday of the year. I would like to close out court with 1 million likes at least. I do appreciate that y'all did grab heart me's, y'all helped with the gallery, and y'all helped with the goal. But if we could just close out doing the 1 million likes, it would be truly appreciated. As mentioned, it does push me towards the FYP. So people that need to find the show will allow themselves to come in and want to follow. All right, so let's continue to push the likes. I do appreciate that. And just so we are not confused, everybody had their role for a specific reason. So if you were here to be a juror, be here as a juror. If you are here as an eyewitness, you're here as an eyewitness. And to keep there from being confusion, once you are done as a juror, you're done as a juror. That's it. You don't get to dib and dab and do both. Okay? So if you want to be an eyewitness or you want to come up and give character testimony, that's completely different. But Trina acted as a juror, not a witness. And that's why I stopped it in its tracks. Okay? I see y'all pushing clear with the likes. We are going to keep pushing. We are almost to 800,000 in likes. Okay? With that being said, let's get to the final decision of court. So it was brought to my attention that the original claim was that Dr. Dutchess was accused of presenting herself as a pastor and that she said GD. Okay. I want to start with this question. For those that was there in Nitra's court, was that the original charge? Red, yes. Blue, no. Was that the original charge over in Nitra's court? That Dr. Dutchess was being accused of presenting herself as a pastor and using the word GD. And this poll is very important. Thank y'all for the engagement. Y'all doing good. Almost at 800K in the likes. Let's continue to push. We're almost there, y'all. Thank y'all so much. All right, so far the majority is leaning towards yes, those were the original charges. All right, they have ruled that that in fact was the original charges. Okay. The testimony that was brought to us today would mean that today was a separate case. So with that being said, when Ms. Nitra did a mistrial for the charges of Dr. Dutchess allegedly presenting herself as a pastor and saying the word GD, then that would have to be taken to court. It was not tried here today. Those charges were not tried today, so that still would need to be taken to court. I want to make myself clear on that. As far as the charges that were brought into court today, the charge was, so we did take a lot of notes today. The charge that was brought, if Dr. Dutchess called Tanzee bipolar, if she diagnosed her as being bipolar, that's what the charge was today. After hearing testimony, after hearing from the panelists of jurors, after hearing from witnesses, did Dr. Dutchess diagnose Tanzee with being bipolar? Red, yes. Blue, no. We're over 800K in the likes. We're almost at 900K. Let's continue to push. Y'all doing a great job. Push us on to the FYP so people can come in, follow the page, and we get new viewers in. So that's how court will be going forward. Whatever position that you decide to play, you will hold that position. If you're going to be a juror, you will hold the position as a juror. If you're going to be a witness, you're going to hold a position as a witness. If you're going to play the role of a character witness, I want to make sure that we understand so we do not get things confused. But just so we are aware, the peers of accountability court have spoken, and they did rule that Dr. Dutchess did, in fact, diagnose Tanzee with being bipolar. All right. With that being said, because the original charges were not tried here today, I am ordering that another court pick up the original charges. Court is now dismissed, or AKA adjourned, excuse me. Court is adjourned. Thank you. With that being said, thanks to those that participated. For the rest of my supporters that is here, we're going to stick around, push towards the 1 million likes. We're going to wrap up for the day. Thank y'all so much. This is the first Sunday of Accountability Court. We do this every Sunday, 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank y'all for y'all participation.